Hey again guys, back for another product review. We talked a couple of weeks about the drip kit that we got at Coffee Champs. This week we want to talk about steeped coffee. So steeped coffee, it's a brand out of Santa Cruz, California. Now they're not a coffee brand like Stumptown partnered with Drip Kit for and branded it as Stumptown. Steeped is a brewing method. It's a pretty simple way to brew coffee in the way that, so let's just look at it really quickly. It's just a filter that kind of looks like a tea bag. It's not, I promise you. But the filter is pretty linen-like, kind of like the last one for the drip kit, but it's a little bit more, a little bit finer of like a particle size blocker filter, whatever you want to call it. And it only takes about 5 minutes to steep. So let's go ahead and let's try this. So it says for it says it needs 8 ounces of water. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour to 225 grams on our scale. And while we're pouring, we're gonna dunk to increase extraction. And then it does say dunk the bag for 15 seconds or longer for added strength. So in addition to that, we are going to keep dunking it. And then we're just gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes. Start the timer. So steeped coffee, it is a totally different brew method. It's all compostable and renewable materials in here. Even the bag is reusable and compostable. I love taking steeped with me to whenever I'm going to visit family that I know there's not gonna be coffee around, whenever I'm traveling, whenever I'm doing anything that involves needing some sort of specialty grade coffee to keep me going, and when I don't wanna necessarily drink something from one of the big old box chains that we have on every single corner. So that's where steeped comes in for me. I enjoy drinking this stuff because it is specialty coffee. One of the guys at Steeped is a good friend of mine. No, he didn't send this to me. I bought these myself. But they work with some really, really high quality roasters to for their at least personal steeped packs, the one that they sell on their website. They also do third-party packaging for other companies. Cat and Cloud out of Santa Cruz as well has their own steeped. Passion House in Chicago. All sorts of other companies work with them for this proprietary new brewing method. Because this is a brew method. This isn't just like you sticking a bunch of grounds in a bag and letting it steep for a little while. This is the totally new thing that is breaking into the convenience and quick market when it comes to the grab and go side of brewing coffee at home. Now, does this compare to a pour over? Now, I would say it does. It is a little bit grittier to the taste. So one thing that you could do if you like the pour over style, clean, clear cup, you can take any old V60 filter, filter it on your V60, and you do have that clear cup. You will lose some heat just because, of course, you're losing heat from when you're steeping it after 5 minutes even. So definitely would recommend trying it without filtering it before you do. It's kind of like a French press that you get to steep and you get to let ride for as long as you want to steep it. Let's let this steep a little bit longer and we'll come back and taste it. All right, so we're rolling up into about the 4 minute, 10 second mark. One thing that you can do is throughout you can continue dunking. What they say is that this increases extraction, brings out more flavor, kind of gives you a more full-bodied cup than if you just let it ride and let it sit for a while. One thing that I do when I drink is I actually leave the steeped pack in. 9 times out of 10, I am putting it in a to-go mug and traveling. So I can tell you from experience that as you let it steep longer, the smoother and more full-bodied it does get, especially when you're just sitting it in a vacuum insulated cup. So We are at 5 minutes now, so let's give it the old taste test. Oh yeah, nice and bright. Yeah, like I said, there's some grittiness going on there, so be aware of that when you drink this. Otherwise, it's a wonderful cup of coffee. Got some nice clarity, despite the grittiness. I will say that. That's kind of weird to contrast. But yeah, nice and smooth, nice and clear notes, at least on this. When you think of like instant coffee, for sure, which I would definitely say that this is in the realm of instant coffee for some reason. When you think of instant coffee, you're definitely not going to get as bold of a cup because it's just dissolvable, dehydrated coffee grounds. This is actual coffee grounds in an actual filter that you're actually putting with water, and it's actually really good. So check out steepedcoffee.com. Yeah, I think that's their website. Yep, steepedcoffee.com. Order you a sample pack. They have all the way from, this is their sunrise blend, which is their light roast. They have light roast, medium roast, dark roast, extra dark roast for you wild humans who live on the edge. And they have decaf. The decaf is really good. It's one of my favorite decaf specialty coffee products that I've had. So it's great for when you are just chilling late at night and want something hot to drink that tastes like coffee without the caffeine. So that's our review for Steeped Coffee. We give it 2 thumbs up, and I hope that you have a chance to order some for yourself and try it out. As always, happy brewing.